Hello students, it's Sasha and let's get to it.
This is an overview of social science, Unit 4, looking at maps. Now, this unit talks about two maps in particular, the first one being a political map. A political map, it shows the continents, the countries, and the cities. So here we can see the different countries, the continents. We're not quite close enough to see the different cities. So while we can see Spain, it's not quite zoomed in enough to see Madrid. Let's take a look at the other type of map, a physical map. Physical maps show landscape features, for example, a mountain or a river, so things like lakes, rivers, plains, coasts, mountains. Now let's look at them side by side. So we have the political map on the left and the physical map on the right, just so you can see them side by side and see how different they look, even though they are both maps. And in fact, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see the same area. So we are looking at Europe. I have Spain identified on the right. It's already identified on the left. And it just shows you how different it is. In the political map, we're looking more at the different countries. So making sure that we know Portugal from Spain, from France, from Italy. While in the physical map, we're not worried about that. We're looking at the rivers, we can see where the mountains are. And I've identified Spain. Now, Spain is a country in Europe. So here we have a physical map. We can see the rivers, so all the blue lines, and all of those colors that you're seeing in the picture actually tell us something. So in the brown areas, those are the mountains, so it's very high. And in the green areas, that's closer to the ocean. It's low. Now, in Spain, we have different landscapes. And it's not just Spain, all over the world we have different landscapes. Inland landscapes are far away from the sea, and coastal landscapes are near the sea. So let's take a look at Spain again. So not everybody is close to the sea, close to the ocean. For us in Madrid, we are not close to the ocean. But if you are in Valencia, then you are going to be close to the ocean. So with inland landscapes, there are two types. There are mountain landscapes and flat landscapes. So let's focus on mountain landscapes first. So your book has some great examples of mountain landscapes that we can find here in Spain. So we have things like mountain ranges, which is a group of mountains, a mountain, which is a large, very tall, very high piece of land and rock. A valley is a small, flat area between mountains, and a lake is a large body of water surrounded by land. Here are some more examples of a mountain range, a valley, and a lake. Let's switch over to flat landscapes. So we have a plain, which is a large area of flat land, a plateau, a large, high, and flat area, and a river. So it carries water and in flat landscapes tends to be flat and wide. So let's look at more examples of a plateau. So you can see it's large, it's high, so it's tall, and it's flat. It's not pointy like a mountain. We have a river, and we have the very flat plains. Now, when we talk about coastal landscapes, so remember we had inland landscapes, which included mountains and flat landscapes, and now we have coastal landscapes. We have things like a beach, which is made of sand, an island, which is a piece of land surrounded by water. A gulf is a bit of the sea that is partially surrounded by land. A cape is connected to land and it kind of just sticks out. It's like if you put your leg out into the ocean, but you were made of land. And an archipelago. So that is a group of islands. Let's take a look at more examples. We have an island, an archipelago, a beach, a cape, and the Gulf. So we can also take a look at protected landscapes. National parks help protect landscapes, animals, and plants in specific areas. So these are the two that your book mentions, and we have pictured on the top the Iberian lynx and down below some cows in the mountains. Very cute. And we have these national parks to help protect the land, to help protect the animals like the Iberian lynx, and to protect the plants. So that way this land stays wild, it stays natural, it doesn't become developed, it doesn't become a city. It's a beautiful park full of nature. Now, Spain isn't the only place where we can find national parks. There's national parks around the world. So I just picked a couple. There's some beautiful waterfalls in Argentina, tigers in India, and a canyon, so a big rocky hole in the ground in the United States. And that's just some of the fun that we can have with maps. With political maps, which tell us about the continents, the countries, and the cities, and physical maps, which tell us and show us landscape features. There's a lot we can learn about our world just by looking at maps. So with that, I can't wait to hear from you soon.